They say God never changes. But there's one story in the Bible that completely shakes that idea. A story where it looks like God actually changed his mind. One moment he's ready to destroy an entire nation, and the next he spares them, all because one man dared to speak up. How is that even possible? Did Moses really persuade God to do something different? Or is there a secret in this story that reveals something far deeper about how God works? In Exodus 32, God declares he will destroy the Israelites for their rebellion. But a few verses later, it says, "Then the Lord relented." Wait, relented? Does that mean God changed his mind? But in Numbers 23:19, the Bible says, "God is not a man that he should lie, nor a son of man that he should change his mind." So what's really happening here? Did God contradict himself? Did Moses somehow convince him? Or was there something even deeper hiding in these words? Here's what happened. Moses had just received the 10 Commandments. The Israelites, after witnessing miracles, plagues, and the parting of the Red Sea, turned away. They built a golden calf and said, "These are your gods who brought you out of Egypt." God's anger burned. He told Moses, "Leave me alone so my wrath may burn against them, and I may destroy them. Then I will make you into a great nation." That's not a threat to take lightly. But then Moses steps in. He pleads, "Lord, why should your anger burn against your people? Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, the promise you swore by your own self." And then the text says, "Then the Lord relented and did not bring on his people the disaster he had threatened." Divine wrath turns to mercy. But does that mean Moses changed God's mind? Here's the twist. Later, Numbers 23:19 says God doesn't lie or change his mind. If that's true, how could Exodus 32 say he relented? The paradox shakes theologians. If God never changes, why does he appear to? Was Moses' prayer powerful enough to alter God's eternal plan? Or is there something else at play, something beyond human understanding about justice, mercy, and divine relationship? Think of it this way. When the Bible says God relented, it might not mean he suddenly learned something new. Human language is trying to explain a divine reality. Just like God's hand doesn't mean a literal hand, God changing his mind might be Scripture's way of showing how God interacts with us dynamically. God already knew Moses would speak, and the story reveals the power of intercession. What looks like change is really God showing mercy in response to genuine prayer. Maybe this story isn't about God being inconsistent, but about Moses' intimacy with him. God was testing Moses' heart. Would he accept God's offer to start a new nation or stand in the gap for a people who didn't deserve mercy? Moses stood in the gap, pleading for others. In that moment, he reflected the heart of Christ, the one who would later stand between God's wrath and humanity's sin. Could it be that God is unchanging in nature, but flexible in relationship? His purpose never shifts, but his methods respond to human choice. Think of it like a GPS. The destination never changes, but if you take a wrong turn, it recalculates the route. That's not weakness, it's wisdom. God's plan was always redemption, but he allows interactions with us to shape how that plan unfolds because he values relationship, not robotic obedience. Now the paradox dissolves. God's unchangeable nature, his truth, faithfulness, and moral purpose never shifts. But within a relational context, his response can change. Exodus 32 isn't about God's inconsistency. It's about his compassion. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever, yet still walks with us in real time. So did God change his mind? Maybe the real question is, what does this story tell us about interacting with him? It shows that prayer isn't talking into the air. It's a dialogue God invites. Justice and mercy are not opposites. They are two sides of his love. Even when we fail, there's room for redemption because God listens. When you pray, you're not twisting God's will, you're stepping into his heart, a heart that listens, responds, and is constant, yet still moves when you speak. If this made you rethink how you see God, drop your thought below. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of faith. This is Light Upon Faith, where mysteries meet revelation.